The way you think, that decides how far you go. I mean, if your mind isn't trained, your life it stays stuck. That's the simple truth. Look, millionaires aren't born, right? They're built, and they are built from the inside out. They don't just get lucky. No, they think in a way that moves them forward every single day, no matter what. So just take a second and ask yourself, what kind of thoughts are running your life right now? Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? This is where the real work begins. It's not out there in the world, it's inside your own mind. This is where you learn to build a mindset that, supports your goals, not one that sabotages them. First, you gotta understand this. Your mind is not your enemy, but it absolutely can become one if you leave it untrained. I mean, most people, they spend their lives just reacting to their phones, reacting to other people's opinions, to all the chaos of the day. They just let the world set their agenda. A winner, a builder, they think with structure, with intention, with responsibility. When they face a setback, they don't just call themselves a failure. No, they ask, okay, what did I miss here? What can I fix? Their thinking isn't emotional, it's strategic. You see, you don't train your mind to feel good all the time. That's not the point. You train your mind to stay locked in on what matters, even when you feel weak. Because, and this is key, your mind will believe whatever you tell it, repeatedly. So if you're constantly telling yourself, I'm not ready, that I'm not good enough, well, your mind will accept that as your reality. But if you start giving it new orders, clear, strong, repeated instructions, it will shift. Start by choosing your thoughts on purpose. I mean, every single thought, it either helps you grow or it pulls you backward. Direct. There is no neutral ground. When you feel fear, you can choose courage. When you feel doubt, you can choose action. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to respond to reality in a way that gives you strength, not weakness. So when a thought enters your mind, just ask one simple question. Does this help me grow? If the answer is no, you don't have to obey it. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses which ones to follow. And this leads us to a really critical skill, self-control. There will always be those moments when your mind gets lazy. It'll whisper these logical-sounding reasons to slow down, to delay, to avoid the hard work. Just 5 more minutes. Oh, you can do it later. You deserve a break, right? That is the moment your training truly shows up. This is where winners separate themselves. And it's not because they feel more motivated, it's because they practice self-control no matter how they feel. They operate on standards, not on moods. You don't negotiate with laziness. Decisive. You just move forward. You tell yourself, okay, this is the exact moment that builds my discipline, and then you do the thing you don't want to do. Every single time you push past that resistance, you become more powerful. You build self-trust. And that kind of self-trust, well, it's priceless. But, okay, where do you direct this newfound discipline? You must focus only on what helps you grow and learn to let go of everything else. Your daily focus, that decides your future. Not your dreams, not even your goals, but where you put your attention minute by minute. We're surrounded by things competing for our focus. Entertainment, drama, other people's lives. And if you give your precious energy to things that don't serve your ultimate goals, you will remain stuck. You have to become ruthless about protecting your focus, and that means saying no. A lot. You will have to say no to good things to say yes to great things. You'll have to disappoint people who want your time for things that don't build you. Matter of fact, that's the price of growth. But remember, every no to a distraction is a powerful yes to your own progress. Now, none of this works, not a bit of it, if you allow weak thoughts to take up space in your mind. Thoughts like, you're not ready, or what if I fail again? Forcefully, These must be blocked. Treat your mind like a space worth protecting. When a weak thought appears, you don't just ignore it, you actively replace it. So if your mind says this is too hard, you counter it with, I have handled hard things before. You don't wait for your mind to change on its own. You train it with your actions and your words. And this brings us to the core of building mental strength, intentionally pushing through discomfort. Real change, real growth, it never happens inside your comfort zone. Revolutionary. Discomfort is the signal that you are expanding. Waking up a little earlier, having that difficult conversation, staying focused when your mind wants to wander. These are the repetitions that build your mental muscle. You don't get stronger by avoiding hard things. You get stronger by doing them anyway. The sooner you can get comfortable with being uncomfortable, the faster you will advance. And don't wait for motivation. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are temporary, powerful. Discipline is a choice, and you strengthen that discipline every single time you push through a situation that makes you want to stop. So, how do you put this all together? You direct your energy toward action, not overthinking. You cannot think your way into a better life, you have to act your way into it. Overthinking feels productive, but it's mental noise. It's often just fear disguised as preparation. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to know the very next step. Take one clear step, no matter how small. Action creates readiness. You build real confidence by doing, not by endless thinking. And finally, you must remind yourself every single day that you are in charge. Life will inevitably hit you with stress, with change, with uncertainty. But even in those moments, you control one vital thing: your response. Being in charge doesn't mean controlling everything around you. It means controlling yourself no matter what is happening around you. When you wake up, before the day takes over, take a moment and claim your role. Say it to yourself, direct, strong, I am in charge. It's simple, it's clear, it's direct. You decide if today is a step forward. You decide if you will lead with discipline or fall back into distraction. Closing thought. Wealth starts in the mind long before it ever shows up in a bank account. So train your mind, choose your thoughts, practice self-control, focus on your growth, block the weakness, and keep showing up, especially when you're tired, because you are the one in charge of the life you build. Now here's a question we'd like you to think about. What is the one weak thought you have been allowing to live in your mind? And what stronger thought will you use to replace it, starting today?